Okay, today we are trying this Addiction foundation. It's called Addiction the Foundation Lift Glow, and I have the shade 007. And this is like a very popular foundation in Japan, and it's launched last year. I think last year September or somewhere around that time. And since then I was seeing a lot of local YouTubers, Japanese YouTubers trying this and rave about this, and I always been interested to try this. And the other day I think in another video I asked what else foundation you want me to try, and people said Addiction, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to try that too. So I bought one, a full-size one from like the second-hand market, and it's like very affordable, very lightly used, and it's like very new. They bought it like September this year or somewhere around that, and even with the box, and it's also my shade. So I was like, perfect, I'm just gonna try this. And I don't know if you can tell, but spoiler alert, it's a great foundation and I'm loving it. And I'm doing a wear test, so yeah, it's at the end of the video. And one more thing, because I'm in a rush so I can't talk for too long, but one more thing, the shade range, it's not the greatest, but it's way better than like the Korean foundation. They have at least shades for people from like fair light to a medium, and this is like in the middle type of shade, and it matches me, so I think it at least makes sense for the East Asian market. So if you are in that window from fair light to medium, I think you might be able to find your shade, and you know, just take reference for this shade chart. And yeah, let's get right into the application. Let's do this, and we have to be quick because I reserved a barbecue restaurant and I have to go in like 20 minutes probably. And let's get right into the application. And I only have skincare and sunscreen. The shade I have is 007, which is, I think, is a light medium warmer shade in their chart. I'm using a spatula. It looks like a good shade. Oh, let's bring you a little closer. I think this way you can see it pretty nicely. And on my hand, I think it looks, at least in real life, a little bit orangey, but on my face it doesn't look like orange or anything. I think it looks like the right color. This is one thing that's good to buy a full size, because a lot of times the sample or like mini sizes don't have like a whole shade range. They just pick a couple, maybe best selling shade, and my shade is normally not included in those. Okay, this is beautiful. The name is Lift Glow, but I don't think it's that glowy at all. It's like slightly glowy maybe, but yeah, again, not like obnoxiously glowy or anything. I think the coverage, it's a good light medium coverage, and I think maybe I can even build a little bit more. Let's build a little on this area. And it did not sink into my pores, which is a problem for me. Yeah, pretty, very pretty, and it looks so fine and very one with the skin. It's like almost undetectable, I think, right? Like you can see all my pores under this lighting. Today the lighting is a little bit like, it's like very cloudy, so not too much sun is coming in, so the color will look a little bit more like bluish and cool toned and a little bit paler, so take that in mind. In real life my skin looks like deeper and more like yellowy, but in this lighting it's very good to see the texture, and I think you can see how smooth and not detectable on my skin. So let's do the other side. Actually, this side is almost always my like problem side. Let's see how it looks on this side. Oh, pretty. And it's blending so quickly as well. I'm glad that I bought a full bottle. I have watched so many reviews for this foundation and everybody loved it. And I don't think people are lying. I think this is a really great foundation. I just don't think if you want a lot of coverage, this is the foundation for you. Like, I layered a little bit, but I think it's only added to like a little bit more coverage. This is probably a light medium to medium coverage if you layer it. It's not sheer at all, like it's a full-on foundation. But this is so beautiful. I'm glad that I bought this. I bought this on Mercari, which it's actually I really love shopping there, especially for makeup, to buy the almost new like used stuff. And this one, I think for foundation is fair. It's like a pump, so it's like pretty clean and it's like very new. Even have the box. I originally wanted to buy a small one because this year they have a Christmas set and there was a small bottle in that set, and I think people are gonna like split that set and sell the little thing, right? And people do, but I find that the price is almost same as this, and that one is a third, and they don't have my shade and this is my shade, so I was like, I'm just gonna take this, and it's so good. I'm glad that I bought this, and because today we're gonna go to the barbecue, I think this is gonna be a very good test. But now I'm gonna finish my makeup and I will show you how it looks after I finished all my makeup and like have powder or something. Okay, I have done my full face of makeup. I think you can see it's looking very great. I just applied a little bit of powder here and no powder here, and I didn't apply any like setting spray or something because I want to give it like a fair shot, so I applied powder. But I think if I apply the setting spray, it's just not gonna, you know, have a real test on the wear of this. But you know, just check the status right now. You can still see a little bit of that glow, and nothing like too excessive, because I didn't set this part, so you can still see a little bit. And we're gonna eat the barbecue and then we're gonna come back and update. It's 9 hours later and let's update on this foundation. Don't know if you can tell, but yeah, there's some oils on my face, but after 9 hours with barbecue and stuff, it's not bad. I haven't blotted my face and I haven't like touch up or anything. It's like been like this, and I have been rolling on the couch after I get back, so I feel like this is holding pretty well. Like this level of oil is like controllable for me, but also I have to consider the weather is not that like warm and humid anymore. It's the winter. So yeah, but overall I think this held very nicely, and there's a strand of hair that's not cooperating, so ignore that. But you can see it's pretty much still intact. I can still see the coverage. I really love this foundation. I don't know what to say, like my skin look like awesome right now. I think the recent foundations that I tried, I think this is the same level as the Shiseido, but this has like a little bit more coverage and is more smoothing. And with the decorte Zen Wear Glow, the glowy one, it's very similar as well, but I think this one has, again, a little bit more coverage. I think the Shiseido and Zen Wear Glow are both like light coverage or like sheer to light. And this one, it's a solid light medium and it's more smoothing. Normally, I don't really care to minimize my pores. It's not like my top priority, but why not? You know, if it's already there, I would love to have some. And also, I think it's probably because it's so smoothing. I don't feel like it's settling into my pores on like any area on my face. Normally, this half of my face is pretty problematic, like a lot of issues can happen on this side, but I don't see anything, like I don't see things stuck here, like it usually it usually does, like something weird happening in this region because the pore shape there is pretty weird, but yeah, it wasn't happening. I don't know what else to say other than I love this. It's a solid, how to say, it's a solid glowy foundation, but it's like a natural glow, not a super aggressively glow that you feel like you have to set it. I think for this one, if you have dry skin, you could definitely do without setting it, especially in the winter. For me, even I felt like I might be okay to not set it if I'm in the mood of, you know, having a glowier base and I am like a combo or like a normal skin in winter, and I normally prefer to set my face. I think that's because, again, the glow was not too aggressive. And also the coverage, it's light medium, like I also said. And it can be built up to, I think, close to medium, and it builds up on itself very beautifully, but I can't say that the coverage will go up too much by layering it. It's just gonna go up like a tiny little bit. And I also feel like it was long wearing, but again, it's not like I was like outside doing sports in the hot summer, so that's that. For this weather, eating like a barbecue indoor, it was totally okay. It was like perfect. And I think the blush, you can still see a little bit. That means the foundation is also helping the blush to stay. And I think what can be better is the shade range. Even though I have said that this is making sense for just geared towards East Asian people, but you know, like, even East Asian, we're not like only come in shades from light to medium or like fair light to medium. We got people darker than that, can have more undertones. Currently they have 3, which is pretty standard, neutral, warm, and pink. But a lot of shades, they only do the neutral, like the center shade. They only do neutral, so if you are darker skinned, or if you are a certain skin tone but you are pink or you are more yellowy warm, you might not have your shade. You might have to compromise on a neutral toned shade, which wouldn't be too bad because it's in the middle. But again, if they're doing 3 undertones, why not make every skin tone having that 3 option, right? I'm a like, you know, lucky to have my exact shade. And oh, like, by the way, the shade was pretty perfect, 007, for my light medium warm golden olive skin tone. It's pretty much my exact match, and I will do a comparison in the end, probably towards the end of the year or beginning of the year, depending on how much more foundation I wanted to try. So after I tried all of the foundations, I'm gonna give you a total rank or like a total roundup of all of the Japanese foundations because I'm obsessed with Japanese foundations, okay? My difficult skin just works the best with Japanese foundation. I don't know what they put in their foundations. Every single of my favorite foundation come from Japan. And foundations, it's not like I don't ever like foundations from other countries. I have some like cushion foundations from K-Beauty that I love, but the thing is, they all always have something lack in them. It's like maybe I would love them to be creamier, maybe I would love a different shade, and I'm mentioning C-Beauty and K-Beauty here, like I almost can never find my shade in their shade range, which is so weird. And also I think there are at least 3 more foundation that I already have samples, so I would film videos about them. Have you heard the brand RMK? I feel like in Asia, at least in China, Japan, and Korea, I'm pretty sure this brand is available, but I'm not sure about other places. But the brand RMK, I have 2 of their foundations, like sample of 2 of their foundations, and a lipstick from them, which is a Japanese top seller. I'm gonna review those. And I also have sample for the Clé de Peau foundation, the cream one, the one that's $300. Of course, I didn't buy the whole thing, the $300 foundation right off the bat. I have a couple samples, and I'm gonna try the samples on the camera as well. I think there would be a lot of people interested in how a $300 cream foundation is gonna work. What else? Do you have anything else from specifically J Beauty? Because again, I just love J Beauty foundation. They are... Let me yap a little bit more here. I think and let me bring you a little further. I feel like you are too close. Every time I edit my video, I was like too close. Put yourself back a little bit. So the Japanese foundations, what I found is so special is that I'm talking about the high-end, the department store brands. They are, most of the time, they are very smoothing, but not silicone-y. Not silicone-y. And they might have silicone in it, but they are not like a full tube of silicone that you feel like you are applying a primer. They are not like that. And they are never a very extreme finish, like in every way possible. They never be too much coverage, like very full coverage. It's very hard to find. You might be able to find it, but it's hard. I think most foundations stop at like a medium coverage, and for some of them you can layer after the first layer to achieve more. But if you apply a standard amount, like for example 1 pump for your face, you could, you know, most of the time at the most achieve medium coverage, which I actually prefer. I feel like medium coverage foundation just looks the best. It covers your imperfection or like unevenness on your skin without making it too musky. And they also are never too glowy. You can find the very glowy ones, but those are not very like widely available. Most of them are similar to this one. If they're glowy, they are like a little bit glowy. It's like you apply skincare and your skincare already settled. It's not like freshly applied skincare. And even it's matte, it's like a very natural finish matte. They are very similar to the concept of Armani and Dior foundations. If you are familiar with Dior and Armani foundation formulas, you would find a lot of their foundations have like this thing in common, that they are not too extreme in like any way possible. It's like never too much coverage, never too much like glow, or never too matte. But I think what Japanese foundation is even better for me than those is because it's more lightweight at the same time. Not that those foundations are like, you know, heavy, but comparing all of these, I feel like Japanese high-end foundations are just very, very lightweight. I rarely feel like there's anything on my skin when I'm wearing a Japanese high-end foundation. For example, this one, I feel like it feels totally the same than, you know, comparing to where I'm wearing nothing. So yeah, I just love Japanese foundations. I wouldn't complain if my foundation collection is all Japanese high-end foundations. That's what I love. So if you're interested, you can stay tuned for my other Japanese high-end foundation reviews. They're coming probably within this year, depending on how much my like work schedule is affecting me. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening, listening to me yapping here. And what's weird is like the opening and the application is so quick because I was in a rush to eat the barbecue. But it's the update, which should be the shortest part, that is the longest. And by the way, if I would yap another minute, if you would ever go Japan and you want to eat some delicious but affordable barbecue, you can go to this place, which is the place I went today. This is my favorite place to eat barbecue. How do you call this type of restaurant in English? It's not like a buffet because you don't necessarily stand up to go a place to gather the stuff you need. They have this tablet and you order your menu, like whatever you want to eat, and they have this trail that delivers the food that you ordered to you and your drinks, so you don't ever have to get up and get things. But at the same time, what's similar to a buffet is they are like at a set price. As long as you are ordering under this course, it's the same price. For the course I eat, which is just the standard one, it's like 3,200 yen or something. And there's so many options. Like every time I get overwhelmed how many menu is on that thing. And you can also order a free drink bar, which is just free drinks, like no matter how many times you order it, it's the same price, and it's like 300 something yen, which is probably just $2. So it's super affordable, and I love eat there. So if you come to Japan, you can go to this place. It's called Yakiniku King, or if you pronounce it in English way, it's probably Yakiniku King. And the store just looks like this. I'm pretty sure I already showed you in the video. Yeah, I recommend this place if you want to eat delicious barbecue with an affordable price. And because this place is so good, their waiting system is a little bit complicated. If you just straight up go there, you can wait for hours. Okay, hours before they introduce you into a table. So make sure you reserve a seat on their app or on their site or something before you go. I probably reserved a seat 3 hours prior, And that's the only time slot that I can get for this full day. So consider how popular that place is. And probably it has to do today's like Saturday. But yeah, there's too much yapping and I'm gonna stop. Thank you for watching. Bye.